Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Friday with Fiona. And this week it's Christmas in July. Yay! I do love Christmas. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but as crafters, you can never start too early. I was hoping to have my Christmas hat on, but I've had a bit of a week. Not an excuse, it's just that I'm not as prepared. Been at the hospital for 3 days this week, and yeah, it's been exhausting. So some of what I'm doing is kind of on the fly. I have prepped the card, but now I can't find it. It is here somewhere on my desk, but I can't tell you where. So I haven't got one to show you in advance. Now, for the Christmas in July, there's not many products out at the moment. As demonstrators, we get a digital copy of the new mini catalogue, which will have Christmas and Halloween, etc. We get a copy of that next Wednesday evening, but we can't start ordering till August. So the product that I've got was one I was able to get early, and it will be in the catalogue. It was for Creativity Now in June, and it's the Peaceful Garden. Yeah, Peaceful Garden. And so there's the most gorgeous designer series paper. It's really different colours. It's not reds and greens, blues, which I love, Secret Sea, which is my one. I think it probably is my favourite in colour, new in colour, cloud cover, doves, and misty moonlight. So it's just mistletoe. It's just gorgeous. And along with the designer series paper as part of this suite is some glimmer paper. And I think they describe it as blue, dark grey and soft green. I definitely blue. I would have said that, yeah, grey. I thought it was Secret Sea, but I think that's grey, a dark grey. And that looks silver to me, but they're saying green. So I don't know if you can see the green in that. But anyway, so we'll be using some of that today. It's gorgeous. No glitter falling off it. As I said in my preview, I'm doing 7 days of Christmas in July, 2 projects. One will be a card, the other will be a 3D project. It might be a gift box, it might be a gift bag, or it might be a 3D home decor type of item. So I've got them all planned, but I haven't had time to prep them. So this is the first one, and I'm using this is the bundle. Or it's still part of the suite, actually, because you get this beautiful embossing folder. Get rid of... Oh, there's my card. Yay. There's my card. So undo that. It uses quite a lot of ribbon. And then you open it inside. And you've got these beautiful doves, which I'm just going to show you the bundle. And also these hues of blue flowers. That's quite tricky to say. So the bundle that you get is Peace on Earth. Very, very appropriate at the moment, I feel. 2 doves, some stars, a couple of little envelopes. I've got one there, some sprigs and 2 labels. And we're using that. And then some beautiful sentiments. Peace on Earth. Big hugs for a good friend. I love this font. Peace, love and joy. Sending. So you can say sending peace on earth, sending deepest, sending love. Yeah, lovely. Really love a good sentiment. And I just love the doves. I've always loved doves. So that's the bundle that we're using. See if it will stand there. And then this is the embossing folder. And as you can see, it has, maybe you can see better like that. It has a label in it, so which is what I've used on this card. Anyway, let's get cracking and get going with the first one. So I've got my measurements here. If you spend £50 in my online store between now and midnight on the 31st of July, I will send you a kit to make all 14 projects. No stamped images, so I won't be able to stamp the sentiments for you, but you can just use your own stash. Hang on, that's not quite straight. Sorry about that. Let's try and get that. I might have made it worse. Oh, I think that's better. There we go. Okay, so the card first. I need to cut a bit of card stock, I think. So I've got, and the measurements are in inches because it was, these were designed by Stampin' Up, and it's just easier. They have given centimetres, but if you use centimetres, it's like 0.8, 0.9. It's just a bit of a nightmare. So this piece of designer series paper is 4 inches wide by 12 inches, and I need to score it. So I'm going to bring my scoring tool in. Now you can score on your sorry, I can't speak, I'm so tired, on your trimmer. However, I find sometimes if I don't line it up properly, the measurements aren't exact, so I am kind of reverting to this. So I've got to score this at, on the 12-inch side, at 2 inches. And I'm just being gentle because it is designer series paper and not card. And 7.5. Okay, and I've got my bum folder here somewhere. And that's a nice pattern on the inside. Some, I think it's mistletoe. So I'm just going to use my scoring tool. The only problem with this is it's kind of directional paper. Oh no, it's that way. So my doves are upside down. So okay, I'm going to change it around. On this one, my short bit is at the top and my long bit is at the bottom, and I've got my doves going the right way. But the way I've just done it, my short bit's going to be, so I'm going to swap it round. I'll still do it the same way, but my short bit's at the bottom. Unless I rescore it. What do you think? Should I rescore it? Yeah, let's rescore it. So I'm going to turn that round. Get rid of these creases. So there's a lesson for you. Make sure your paper's going in the right direction. Okay, so was it 2? 2 and 7.5. There we go. Let's get that out of the way and not lose it, because I'm going to need it later. Okay, so this time my doves, yes, they're facing the right way, and you won't see that. Right, so what do I need now? Do I need any more scoring? I don't think so for the time being. I will do when I do. Oh, I've got a bonus for you on this today, as it's the first day. So I'm going to need some basic white. And I need a bit of basic white. Well, it's not doing that bit first. So, okay, let's do the bit that I've got ready. Oh, I'm cracking up. Here it is. No, it's not. That's... I had it. There it is. I've buried it with some of the other projects I was starting to get ready. So this is the larger label of the two. Really nice size. And this is from the embossing folder. And I've used the two-tone cardstock. It's thinner than the regular cardstock. And the whole point of it is you can... I'm going to do that now, actually. Where's my... I had a block. There it is. Like a nail block. So you want the roughest side there. And I'm just going to go over the... You see, it's bringing up the white. And it's such a lovely effect. You just need to do it very gently. And it just makes the leaves pop. There we go. Okay, so let me just check with my other one. And I need to cut that down because that is too wide. That is as wide as the card. So what do I need to have that at? I need to have that at 3 by 4. So which bit is the 3? I think that must be the 3. Yeah, width-wise is the 3. So that at the moment is 4. So I'm going to go down by ½ an inch. And then ½ an inch again. And then it should be even on either side. That's it. Here we go. Then you're going to attach that to the top. So I can lift that up and mark it with a pencil where my glue can go. Well, I could if I could find my pencil. When I prepared it up, there we go. Let's do it again. Okay, so I've just got a pencil line where I can put my adhesive, and I'm just going to use, because of the embossing, I'm going to use wet glue. I normally would use Seal Plus, but it will be tricky to get it into the embossed bits. Right, now I'm going to pop that on. I'm going to line that score line with my big black line, and I'm just going to line it up, and I'm just eyeballing it. You could measure, but I'm just eyeballing, and hopefully it's equal distance either side. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'll just give that a minute to dry. So next on my instructions is die cut the label, which I've done, and I've lost it. Oh, for goodness sake, there it is. Basically, I have this little area that you can see clear, and I am surrounded by stuff. I've been meaning to clear up, but I just don't ever seem to get the chance. Now, can you see the label is going to fit perfectly inside this bit here? Okay, so what I want to do first is take my blending brush, because it's the basic white is really quite what's the word, strong, so I want to tone it down a bit. So I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, because that's kind of my base color. If I can open the ink pad. Oh my goodness, that's it. I saw someone else, you push it in the middle, and then it makes it easier to open. So I've got my blue blending brush, and if you do tap 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 tap, that gets the worst, should get the worst of it. And I just want like the top corner. Yeah, it's quite a lot on there. That'll do. And I need to do that on the bit that's going to go inside as well, because that's going to be right. So balmy blue to the top, insert, stamp the sentiment, stamp the sentiment. Okay, so where is the, right, large label, blending brush. Okay, 3.5 by 5. 3.5 by 5. Okay, 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And so I'm just going to take what's already on my blending brush and do the same thing. I just want this top right corner. That's where my dove's going to go. Okay, that will do. And if you rinse that under the tap, then most of the ink will come out. It's great. Really great. They do mini ones as well, which is what I usually use, but I think that was downstairs. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside. There we go. And I'm going to pop that on with Seal Plus. Let's see if I line it up. Okay, now I haven't die cut my doves. I need to do that in a second. Sentiments. Okay, I should have stamped my sentiments before. So and take these two. So the peace, love. Okay, what I do is I line it up on my grid paper so that it's straight, and then I pop my block on top of it. And then this one is peace on earth, which we desperately need. Oh, wrong way around. Peace on earth. And I'm going to stamp those in Misty Moonlight. So I shouldn't have put that away. Or should I do Secret Sea? Yeah, let's do Secret Sea, because that's what our paper is on the front. So I need my label, and I need to stamp right at the bottom of the label. When I did it before, I made the mistake of leaving a little bit of a gap, and then I really struggled to get my dove on. So peace on earth. There we go. And then this one is going to go along the bottom here. Oops. Peace, love, joy. I'm hoping that's straight. Yay. Okay. Put that away. It's just, I'm putting them away because I have no room here. So I'm just going to clean those. I'll keep them out for the time being. Right, what's next? Okay, then using the mini oh, hello. Oh. I think, I'm not sure if these are an online exclusive or if they're in the new catalogue, the annual catalogue, but you want to I mean, you can cut a hole, but I'm going to use this as perfectly for putting my ribbon through. Yes, just in the right place. So it's a pack of 3. I'll put the details on my in the comments below later, so you know what I've used. Right. Oh, and then this ribbon, this gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon, which is Misty Moonlight, silver edged Misty Moonlight, is just gorgeous as part of the suite, and I think it's 26 inches ribbon. Misty Moonlight and silver edge ribbon through. Pretty sure it was 26 inches. So that is 16. Is 26. I think it was a little bit too much, so I ended up cutting a lot off last time, so I'm just gonna not do quite so much, and hopefully, although it's 10 yards, so there's quite a bit on here. And then I'm going to feed it through, and you need to do this first before you put your label on. And feed it through there. Come on, there we go. Halfway, a bit more than halfway, and then I'm going to line it up and pop dimensionals on. You need the ribbon to move, so what I would normally do with ribbon is stick the dimensionals onto the side of the ribbon, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to go down the side with my dimensionals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just take the back off them. This is the bit that I find trickiest. So I'm going to pop my block on there to hold it down, holding the ribbon. Oh, now hold on. I don't want those bottom ones. Let's get those off. so used to putting, but that's going to be over the edge, so I don't need that. Right, so here we go. Let's put that, take hold of the ribbon and line it up with my label, my Secret C label, and check that there's no dimensionals. There's just those little bits there that I need to get off. That's it. Okay, and then the ribbon will come round and you can move it because, well, you should be able to move it, she says. There we go. And tie it in a beautiful bow. This is also the hardest bit for me because my hand is really, my right hand is getting pretty useless. Is that coming through? Yes. Well, that's better, so I don't actually need to cut much off. I just need to trim the edges, give them an angle. There we go. Right, now the last thing is to get my doves, and I should have die cut those in advance, but I didn't. So let's get the little mini cut and emboss machine. And need both doves. And some white card. No, that's not big enough. That's better. Right, pop those on there. One dove, and there's the other dove. Beautiful, really, really beautiful. Okay, let's just pop this away. Oh, and there it is. I'd already cut it. You cut them in twos, these little envelopes. So I've already cut that. So he's going to have that in his mouth. And he's delivering a Christmas card. Very appropriate. Right, that can go there. So back to this one goes on the front with a couple of dimensionals. Oh, yep, look, I had the glimmer paper. So let's see which colour glimmer paper we want to use on this one, because I've used the Secret C, maybe the grey or the grey green, silvery green. Because it's quite dark, so I think we want to lighten it up. Yeah, I think we'll use this one. So I need, in fact, it's going to be the same colour as the envelope. Will that work? No, it won't. Okay, let's use the other one. use that one. And that will match that. Okay. So I am going to need my cut and emboss machine again. And it's the small label this time, and we just want the top part. So I'm just going to cut enough card. Oops. So I really just want half. So that's going to be about there. And how wide is it? No. This is really gorgeous paper. Right. So I'm going to bring back my cut and emboss. Don't want to lose any of these. I especially don't want to use that little envelope. There we go. No, that way. It's too narrow the other way. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's put this away before I lose it. There we go. Right, back to my card. So my doves, my envelope, and my beautiful piece of glimmer card. Okay, so I'm going to use wet glue again. Whoa. Something I've learned doing the virtual album retreat is that the wet glue, if you put it on and leave it for a minute or a couple of minutes, it becomes repositional. So I wasn't aware of that. I think a lot of people learned something new with that. That's not been long enough to be repositional, but it still gives you a couple of seconds to move things around. Just line that up with, I think I might have put a bit too much glue on there. There we go. Now, which dove? This dove. So we want dimensionals. And a mini dimensional on that one. There we go. Right, so I just need to undo my bow and put my other dove inside, and that's going to go flat. I think that's a new glue, that's why it's so, and it's warm, so it's, and that's just going to be flying there. And you've still got space to leave your message. Write your message. Okay, let's do that back up. Et voila. Okay, and there's your beautiful, beautiful card. So that one's in the Secret Sea and that one's in the Misty Moonlight. Both lovely. Okay, now the next thing is actually a bonus. I'm going to make an envelope for this card. Here's the one I did earlier, and obviously you've got space there. So I mean, I always use labels for my cards, and well, for my letters anyway, but you could just put a white label on, or even a piece of white card, and use for your address. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to make that. And I did have, let's just pop these away because I don't think I am using Peace on Earth again today. I will be using it in the week. Come on. Okay, peace on earth. Peace, love, and joy. This time I'm going to be using Big Hugs for a Good Friend. So we'll get that ready. And the envelope. So I've got a piece that is, okay. I did have a piece. Here it is. So it's the same paper that I've used. So as is that envelope is for that card. And this envelope will be for this card. Okay. So it's a piece of Designer Series paper, which is 6 3/4 by 9 1/4. I've scored it at 1/2 inch down both sides, and then I've scored it at 3 inches and 7 1/4. So I need to fold all the score lines. And that will then fold up and fold down. And so I need to trim off the bottom sides and the top sides. So I'm just going to do that with my paper snips. You can do it with your trimmer if it's easier. I'm just angling the bits that are staying. Actually, I'll show you how to do it with the trimmer. It means you get a nice even cut. Okay, so I'm just going to line up. So it's 1/2 inch lined up. And then I'm going to take my cutting blade, and there's the 3 inch mark. And I'm going to go up to the 7 1/4 mark. Oh no, I've cut the wrong ones. Okay. Let's do the bonus envelope tomorrow. Forget that. We'll do the bonus envelope tomorrow. So moving swiftly on, we're doing a box. So this card will have an envelope tomorrow, but I'm just not thinking clearly. Okay, so this bit of my box is from the same Designer Series paper. And on one side, you've got this huge flower, which actually is very similar to the one right outside my kitchen door. But I like the other side with the stars on. I thought it was a bit more Christmassy. Again, it's I'm pretty sure it's Secret Sea and Cloud Cover, and they go so well together. And the dies, you've got 3 stars as well. So this is 11 inches long by 4 inches wide, and I've scored it at 3 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches and 9 inches. And I've turned it round and I've scored it at 1 inch. Oh, hang on. I scored these at 3, 4, 8, and 9. Then I turned it round and I scored it at 1 and 3, or you can do 1 and turn it around and do 1. So now I'm going to burnish my score lines. And I'm going to try and cut the right bits today. Now with this one, that envelope was a big mistake, and that paper's gorgeous. So I'm going to have to use it for something else. I might use a bit of sellotape and stick it down. One more there, and then up the sides. And basically, we're making it a box. And you can do this with cardstock, and then just add a little bit of designer series paper on the top. But it just it makes a beautiful little box. So I'm just going to work out which bits I've got to cut. I'm going to cut my flaps here. I'm just going to trim them at an angle slightly. And I'm cutting up the score line. You can cut the far side of the score line, but particularly on designer series paper, it's easy to cut up the score line. That bit didn't come out. There we go. And the same there. When I've done this, I'll work out which bits I've, because you do actually have to cut a couple of bits off, but I don't want to cut the wrong bits. So there we go. One more to do. Right, so let's see where this is going to go. Those are going to go in. Those are going to go in and be glued. Glued. That's going to be glued. Yeah. So I'm going to just glue these bits here. I think I've done it wrong again. Should have assembled it. Let's undo that if I can. It's going to be the lid. There we go. Let's get that out. Okay. Start again. Okay, that's going to go into there. That's better. Just making sure my lines are, my edges are even, which that one's not. But I now see it was wet glue. I was able to just manipulate it. Okay, that's that side. And then the same on this side. I need to just use my adhesive rubber on there. And I think I put a bit too much glue on before. You don't need a lot. And then the same thing with this side. And this side. Just hold that for a second. Okay, get my adhesive rubber. Okay, and then your lid goes down like that, and you just tie it up with ribbon. So I'm going to, I need that just to dry, just to, then I'll be able to rub it off. So in the meantime, I've got my label, and it's going this way this time, and I'm going to stamp big hugs for a good friend. And I'm going to stamp it. Oops, that's upside down. Which way around is my label? That's it. Big hugs for a good friend. Let's do Secret C again. Beautiful, beautiful fonts. Okay. And then I'm going to use the little gems. Which are here. These are hues of blue. God, try saying that in a hurry. Okay. Secret C one. Big one. Just the one. Okay, and let me see if I can get that. Just put this on. I'm just trying to give that glue a bit of time to dry so I can get it off before we do it with the bow. That side's okay, it's just this bit here. Okay. Right, if I found my silicone mat, which I have here, I'm going to try and put it on the silicone mat, see if that will help. Let's see, I can see it coming off now. Right, okay, so then you shut your box, whichever way you prefer. Oh, that shouldn't be on there now. There we go. Small flap first. I think I'd probably do the small flap on the top. Okay, that's it. Yeah, then the tag is going to go on that side with dimensionals. So let me mark. Up to there with dimensionals. Just checking it was the right side. The way my luck's going today, I would be doing it on the wrong side. Okay. Right, and I'm going to pop that on the box like so, and some more ribbon. So how much ribbon? It's not as much as last time, so let me try it and see, because I'm going the short way rather than the long way. So that will be to tie. Wrapped it round. And again. Okay, let's try it. Fingers crossed. So it fits some sweeties or some chocolates, and that needs to come over here to keep that flap down. Actually, yeah. There we go. And you've actually got room. I haven't done it. You could either trim the tag or you could put a dove there. So I think I probably will put a dove there. So that's your card for today and your matching gift box. And tomorrow I will show you how to do the matching envelope. So as I said, I'm a bit behind. I have planned everything, but I haven't prepped things. So it will just depend how much I can get prepped in time. I won't tell you what we're doing tomorrow. It'll be a surprise, but come back for some more Christmas in July. Thanks for joining me today. And don't forget, when you spend £50 in my online store, you will get the tutorial for all 14 projects. So thanks, Alex. Happy Christmas in July to you too. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.